Yeah.
How much can you improvise with in basic electronic music?
You can quite a bit. I mean, but we've sort of established our set in our songs, so we improvise, but it's not completely like willy-nilly whatever. I mean, we have songs, and our songs have a certain amount of structure to them, but just enough so we can sort of keep things on track. But within that structure, you're free to mix it up and change it up subtly or not so subtly.
Our newer songs are really totally there's no structure mapped out or anything like that, so they're much more improvised than the more established, say, songs that would be on the record.
Yeah, you also use no computers, no samplers. Are you afraid of it? What's it?
No, well, I think, I mean, we do have very primitive samplers, I suppose you could say, on stage, because, Brian and I each have a little Casio keyboard that's got a sampler built into it. That sounds really interesting. And we don't use computers, I think, just for the reason that the way we do it is playing everything live and keeping everything as less sequenced as possible allows us to improvise a little bit better, and it's just a lot more fun to be manipulating everything with actual effects and real gear as opposed to with just a controller plugged into a laptop or whatever.
Yeah. New technology isn't what you were looking for?
Well, not particularly. I mean, it is, every instrument is a tool, and it all depends on what you do with that tool, right? And right now, those tools, we haven't found a use for them yet. Who knows? At some point, maybe we'll have a sampler on stage. Or I don't think we'd have a laptop, but you never know. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for the time. The new remix from Radiohead. What's the story behind that?
Quite a crazy story, actually. We were on tour in the middle of tour in San Francisco, and I got an email from our label saying that Radiohead are putting out a single, and they're asking for submissions for remixes, and it was really flattering and really amazing to have the band want us to do a remix of their song. And so we frantically tried to find a studio in Los Angeles because we had one day off in the middle of this tour, hardly any time to work on it. So we found a studio to go into in LA. The studio's owned by the drummer of the Stone Temple Pilots. And and we were in there because there's a session going on. We had to record it. We were recording it between, I think, 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. all like just through the night. And
we got there at 10.
We got there at 10, and we didn't
start recording until 3 a.m. and finished at 7.
And essentially, we tracked it there and did stuff. And I had Pro Tools rig with me on tour, and we basically worked on this song in the van and in hotel rooms and listened to it and made it. And then eventually in the end, the Radiohead put one of their own B-sides on their other side of their single, so it didn't get used, but we put it out there anyways just to...
Yeah, and it was number 1 on the...
Our label entered it in that we didn't know about the contest.
We didn't know, we didn't know.
Our label entered in the contest, and the next thing we knew, someone just telling us that we're first place in this contest we didn't even enter.
Okay.
Which is great. That's fine. It's like kind of winning the 100-meter dash without training.
I don't know.